everybody, it's Gary here. Welcome to the channel and welcome to this lesson on Pride in the Name of Love by U2. Now I did record a video tutorial of this song about a month or so ago, and as I've rewatched it I wasn't too happy with the guitar tone, the sounds, and I know it's a bit of a hot topic really, a hot potato, trying to sound like the Edge, and I'm not trying to do that. I'm not the Edge, I'm Guitar Gary. Okay, and I've only got a few Boss pedals and a little amp down here just recording it at home. But I just wanted to try and get something a bit closer than I got last time. So I've decided to re-record the video. A few of you have been asking for U2, and I'm hoping to record some more U2 videos over the next few weeks, months. So I decided just to revisit this one. It was the only U2 video on the channel. Just try and get a little bit closer, work on the tone a little bit, just try and do the best that I can do with my equipment. So I'm not saying, you know, it's perfect. I've not got a great big rack mounted system. I'm using 3 Boss pedals actually, and I'll show you the settings for those. U2, you know, they're an amazing band, and I just wanted to try and get a little bit closer to the tone. I know I'm not going to do it realistically with my home setup here, but I'll show you the setup I've got. I'll show you a picture of the pedals, and I'll put some detail. The amp settings, I've just got a tiny bit of crunch through the amp, very slight, just a little bit of reverb through the amp, but it's mainly in the delay and the chorus. I think with this I'm using some compression as well. We're in standard tuning. The other thing I've done since I did the last video is I'm invested in one of these. It's a Herdin pick. It's a nylon molded pick which I believe the Edge uses, and it's kind of dimpled side that you would normally grip, so I believe you just turn it round and you get more of a kind of scratching sound using the dimple sound of the pick. So I've also decided to use this on the U2 tracks to just try and get as close as I can. So in terms of effects, I'm using some compression, I've got some chorus, and of course delay. Edge is known for using delay and a dotted eighth delay. So I'll show you an image of the pedals, the settings I've got. I'm in standard tuning for this one, and I've just taken the very top end off just by rolling back the treble on the guitar just ever so slightly, because later on we play some sort of lead parts and it can get a bit shrill. And that's the delay sound. So I'm going to try and play in time with that as we go through the track. It's not quite as pronounced, the dotted eighth delay on this track, I don't think, as it is on some others. For example, Bad, where it's really important. If you look at the track Bad, it's absolutely crucial to be playing in time and really fine-tune the delay on it. This one, I think it's perhaps a little bit less important. The delay sounds a little bit further back in the sound to me. As always, we're going to get really close up now, break it down. There's some nice parts to be had in this. If you're new to the channel, then I really hope you like the lesson. Please do give me a like, subscribe if you do. It just helps me out, helps me to grow the channel, and I hope you'll join me for lots more. As I say, we're going to be covering more U2 songs very soon. Okay, there we go, we're in up close now. So we start with 3 pairs of harmonics, and I'm just playing there on the 1st and 2nd strings at the 12th fret. Brushing down from the B string to the E string. If you're not familiar with harmonics, I'm just holding the fleshy part of my finger over the string. I'm not holding the string down. You just have to play around with it until you just get that sound. So you're just dampening the string slightly. And just let it ring out, really chime. We take that down to the 7th fret and we play on the A and D string, the 5th and 4th string, and then on the D and G string. So all together. And then we get the famous riff that runs throughout a big part of the song. Actually, it goes in the introduction, it goes throughout the first verse and the chorus. So I'll show you there is 3 sort of main motifs, 3 positions in this. So we'll look at those first and then we'll look at strumming. I'll play through the riff first of all and then we'll break it down. It sounds something like this. sounds like there's a lot going on there, but really underneath it all there's just three simple shapes. The first one, I'm just barring across at the 9th fret from the D string really with my first finger, and then with my little finger I'm holding down B12, and then with my third finger G11, and then you can strum across that and keep my second finger off, or sometimes it just finds its position down there, but it's not really doing anything. I'm just resting it on the B string, but the B string's already fretted at the 12th fret, so you can keep that finger off or just rest it. Strumming from the D string there, keep the A string and the low E out of it. Then all I'm going to do is just take my third finger on and off the G string there. So that's the first position. We'll look at strumming in a moment. Next I'm going to take my third finger and my pinky off. I'm still keeping that bar down, but with my second finger just on the B string, and just this time I'm just playing the G string and the B string. So I'm keeping the D out of it this time, the D string there. Just pulling on and off on the B string there. It's quite pinched, I just want to be quite precise just to catch those two strings, the G and the B string. So far, the first position. That's strumming from the D. Second position. And then the third position is very similar to that second one. It's just that I'm putting my third finger down on the G string at the 11th fret. That note there, I'm still holding down I'm still barring across at 9, I'm still holding B10, and we just grab G11, and then we have this. And again I'm just strumming the G and B strings there, and I'm going to just take my second finger on and off. But that time I'm keeping the G string down at the 11th fret. That note there. So altogether, slowly those three positions from the top. And you stay on the first position longer, it's a shorter transition on those second two. So played up to speed with the strumming techniques which we'll look at in a moment, it sounds like this. So for strumming, I'm doing an up and down strumming motion, and it's quite exact, it's quite precise. I don't want to be strumming all the strings, and I don't want to be doing it in a loose way. It's very sort of... And the delay that you can just hear coming in helps just to fill out that plays in between the beats, and it gives it that distinct sound. So practice that, that's a massive part of the song. It's the introduction. After the harmonics, there's a couple of bars of that, then Bono's vocals come in for the first verse, and then that same part plays through the chorus. The part for the second verse is really nice. I've always really liked this. The beautiful open chords based around an E major position. But what we do, we take it up to the 7th fret there. Strum it, so we're holding down the 6th string, the B note there at the 7th fret, but still strumming the E chord. So I'm not barring across all of the strings like we would do with a normal bar chord, I'm just holding down that B note, you get this really nice open broken chord. We'll look at the strumming in a moment again, which notes you pick. So that's the first chord. And then he just slides it down one to the A. So sort of early morning, April 4, shot rings out in the Memphis sky. Okay, so two really nice chords there. We play these chords in an arpeggio way, so rather than just strum them all down, we're plucking individual notes. So coming down from the thickest string, so I'm just playing the E, A and D strings there. Must remember to hold my pick like the edge. I keep going to hold it normally. We need the rough bit, so. Then we go to the open. Well, you really hear that pick scratching there. That's the open E string, first string. Then we skip the B string, go down to the G, D, and then A. So I'm really letting those chords ring out. That's why you don't want too much gain and crunch on this, because you want to be able to hear these lovely individual notes ringing out, chiming out. Next we're going to move down to this A position here, and the plucking is slightly different here, so I'm going to strike the E and A strings. I'm not going to strike the D string this time. And that time I'm just raking back, having hit the E and A from the first string and striking them all, E, B, G, D, back to the A. It's quite a challenge. You just need to really practice striking these notes regularly as well. You just want to keep an even beat between each one. The difference between the two different sets of notes there. That second one just raking back. Really nice chords. That goes round again. Now for the second chord at the A position, the second time round, plucks it slightly differently, so this time he does strike the low 3 string. So that's the E, A, D, and then coming back from the thin string to the D. So altogether that section. And then you go back into the riff for the chorus after the second verse. After the second chorus we get a guitar break followed by a middle 8 position. Guitar break starts on the first string at the 11th fret, and we're going to strike 11, 12 and then 14. And I'm just using down, up, down, plucking there. Just use whatever comes most fluently for you, really. You know, I think it's better to use up and down rather than just all one way, though. You get it more fluid. And then on the B string, there's a kind of muted it's not quite harmonic, it's just a muting of the B note there at the 12th fret of the B string, that note. So we get just three like that. So as I say, it's not a harmonic when I'm not pressing the note down, it's just almost a muting really. You can really hear the scratching of this pick. I do apologise, it's probably, I'm just getting used to it myself, but I'm just trying to get the sound as authentic as I can. And then we come down to the G string at the 4th fret there, and the 1st string, 2nd fret. Now you've got the B string open in between them, and he does catch the B string on some of these, not every time, but he does it on the first one, so you get this, so that's the G to the E, and then he catches the open B string on the way back down. So the effect we're after is this, but on some of them he catches that open B string in between. So it's very effective, really simple, just holding down 2 notes, but very, very effective with the open string in between. And then we move to our first finger, comes down to the B string, we've got an open 1st string now, and we just alternate picking between the G string, G4 and B2. To the open 1st string. Back to the G, then the B, and then just pull my finger off the B string there to play an open B string. So hard to explain, but really, really simple stuff to play. So I'll play that 2nd section again. And all together, that part from the top. We then move up the neck to B12 and E14, and we're just sort of mirroring this part that we've just played down here, but just higher up the register. So I'm just moving there between B12 and E14. B12, E14. And I'm moving back, I'm still holding down B12, I'm changing finger this time, and I'm going to hold down E9. Now you can put some percussion in there, you don't just have to play it, sort of put some feeling into it. So I'm just kind of putting a little bit of percussion in by sort of percussive sounds with my right hand rather than full notes. Right, so hopefully that's making sense, and if you listen to U2 you'll know what I'm referring to really. I think it sounds better than just you can do that, it's absolutely fine, but if you can just get a bit, a bit of energy into it if you're playing live in a band. And And there's 2 bars of that, and then we just come back into the verse chords, which we've already looked at for the final verse. Early morning, April 4. Shot rings out in the Memphis sky. So we're back to those chords, and the format of the chords and the way we strum them is exactly as we did before. And then back into the chorus in the name of love. And refer to the song as always for the sort of roadmap of the parts, but I think the song just fades out actually from the chorus there. That's the last section of the song. You've completed the 2 verses, that guitar break, that sort of middle 8 section, then one final verse with those open chords and a chorus, and that's it. The song fades out from there. So that's it. Those are all the parts of Pride in the Name of Love by U2, an amazing track, classic U2. I really hope you've enjoyed the lesson. I think it's a great song to play, and I hope you have a lot of fun playing it. Please let me know what you think. I'd love to hear from you. And also, as always, let me know ideas if you've got other songs you'd like to hear. I'm hoping today, if I can, to record another U2 track. I mentioned Bad before, and it's always been one of my favourites back from, again, from the early days of U2. So if I've got time, we'll record Bad and upload that to YouTube too. So as always, enjoy your guitar playing, guys. Thanks again for joining me, and I'll see you very soon.